Steve. Boys.
If you've been on Takapuna Beach, down to Kohimarama, or on a walk in Orewa, you may have seen Grant Solley. He has a couple of unusual pets.
This is Steve in the purple, Dave in the blue. They're twin brothers. They are just over 2 years old. Friends of mine had them first, and then I took over after the 4 months. They still got a little bit tired of them, only because, everybody leads a busy life, and then I just thought, oh, well, they can come home with me.
Steve and Dave are goats. Each has a harness. Steve's is purple, Dave's is blue, and they are huge. What kind of goats are they?
So these are Saanen crossed with Nubian, and that's probably why they get their size, is the Nubian side of them. Steve's overweight. He's 93 kg.
And they aren't strangers to a bit of attention.
Good boys. We could be driving down the road or stopping in a petrol station and people go, there's Steve and Dave. And it's just the look on people's faces.
Is there always a pretty good reaction when you bring them?
There is, just how they can make people smile. There was a lady the other day at Kohimarama and she just had an awful morning, and then these boys just cheered her up. Once she saw them, boom, yeah. It takes your mind away from what you're worrying about, because it's quite rare to see a goat on the beach, let alone two. And the greatest thing about these boys, you can pet them. I can lie down anywhere and these two will come up both sides of me and just cuddle up.
They just want to be close to you.
Yeah. Because they've been socialised with so many people around the place and they've been getting pats from random people. That's probably why they're so calm as well. Hey boys. Even the kids, the kids come up and ask, can they have a pat? And I go, you can also give them a hug as well. And just the looks on their faces, and it's just like, wow. Dave, the furthest in the blue, he's really, really affectionate, but he watches Steve. So if Steve gets in trouble for something, Dave knows not to go and do it. Steve just has no shame. He'll just go and do whatever just comes into his mind. If he gets in trouble for it, he sometimes grunts, like he really wants to go and do that. But if he doesn't get in trouble, then Dave comes in behind and carries on doing what Steve's doing.
As we walk down Takapuna Beach, we have plenty of people stopping to ask questions or for a photo.
Sometimes we only get as far as where the toilets are and then walk back, and that's for around about 3 or 4 hours. All the stopping and starting, and we'll sit down on the grass up there. And, yeah. So he would be roughly 6'6". Hey Steve, 6'6"? Treat. Up.
Here, Grant has got a few treats out of his pocket, and as he taps his chest, Steve stands on his hind legs and rests his hooves on Grant to reach the treat he's holding out. I'm 5'9", and Steve, at full height, easily dwarfs me. The pair use this technique of climbing Grant like a stepladder to reach up to chomp the leaves from trees. And it's not just the trees they've been tucking into.
He's already destroyed one of my phones. Literally destroyed it.
Really?
Yeah, he likes technology.
Now for the challenge of getting them back in the van.
Dave, come here.
Everyone at the cafe wants to say hello, and Grant, Steve and Dave oblige. Dave is still getting the last few strands of grass he can, but Steve is coaxed in. It doesn't take long for him to break free, nudging the window open with his nose and climbing out.
No. You were the worst goat sitter.
Finally, with the promise of treats, Steve and Dave jump in. Grant grabs a broom. They've got places to be.
Always leave a little bit of hay where I've been. Yeah. Actually, they're going to a party this weekend. Out Albany. A friend's putting on a party for a friend. And she goes, could I bring the boys? So yeah, they get around.
Did you have animals before you had them?
Just dogs. Yeah, a couple of dogs. But I'd rather have a goat.